we've been talking about NBA ratings and viewership and what's going on with the NBA. And I will admit that this year has felt different. Now, I'm not just blaming it all on the NBA. I talked about this before. When you're going up against the NFL, when you're going up against college basketball, when you're going up against college football, when you're going up against baseball, when you're going up against volleyball, it's hard to attract an audience when you have so much going on around them. And I also talked about how difficult it is when you have a system that you have to pay so much money for just to see the product that you want to see. And when you pay for that and the product isn't good, it's kind of like buyer's remorse. You aren't happy with what you're getting. So there's a lot of reasons, and we're not sitting here just talking about the ratings at this point. What I wanted to start this episode with is, so the All-Star format is changing again. I think it's going to a 4-team playoff type something like that. It's confusing. It's pretty much like a 4-team bracket, and then everyone is just entitled to their opinion. I always want to state that when I talk about things like this, because everyone has an opinion in something like this. I don't look for people's opinion to shape my opinion. Let me first get that out the way. And I respect Stephen A. Smith wholeheartedly. I respect where he came from. I respect how vital he is for ESPN. I respect it all. I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith a lot, but I respect him. Stephen A. Smith said something about the All-Star game that ruffled a lot of feathers, but in this case, I'm in agreement with him wholeheartedly. He pretty much said the reason why it feels like the NBA All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Game is in such a dire place is because of the players. Which goes back to my first point. The NBA is a rare league. And what I mean by that is it is a league that understands, let's first say this, it's a league that understands who the fans come to see. It's a league that understands that a fan cares more about a Steph Curry more than they care about the Golden State Warriors. They care more about a LeBron James than they care about the Los Angeles Lakers. They care more about, let's say, Jalen Brunson than they'll care about the New York Knicks. So what the NBA does is they put their stars on Front Street because they understand that their stars is what's getting the clicks. Their stars is what's getting the views. It's not, oh, I want to see the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the Denver Nuggets. It's, we're about to showcase Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going up against Nikola Jokic. And while I don't have a problem with that model at all, I think that's actually the right way to go. And when I say that the NBA is rare in that, because the NFL, they have the shield. It's about the team. The NFL, a lot of times, people care more about the team than they do the players, which is why you see with contracts and how things are done in the NFL. Nothing wrong with it. Obviously, NFL is king in the United States, but you can see it. But the problem that you run into is the problem that the NBA is now having with the All-Star game. When you're investing so heavily into the players, it's such a uneven relationship right now. And you can tell that because Stephen A. Smith said it. The reason why the All-Star game is failing at this point. The reason why All-Star Weekend is failing at this point is because the players don't take it seriously. The players don't care about it. The All-Star Weekend was originally created to showcase the best talent that the NBA has to offer. Back in the day, you couldn't get access to most of these players. You couldn't get access. If you lived in Milwaukee, you don't get to see someone like Magic Johnson. You don't get to see someone like Michael Jordan all the time. Well, maybe not Milwaukee, but the All-Star game was we're showing you players that you may not be able to see. We're showing you we're showcasing the best of our league. And the thing that worked for the league is back in the day, the players cared. The players understood that being an all-star was important. Putting on a good all-star performance because there's somebody that's never seen them. There's somebody that this is the first time they're going to see a Charles Barkley. This is the first time they're going to see a Clyde Drexler. So we're going to put on the best we can because we understand what this is for. Now, because things are so, you can access things so readily at this point because of social media, because of, YouTube and people having their own channels, having their own platforms, which is great. And on top of just how much money these people are worth. They don't care about the All-Star Weekend. They don't care about the All-Star game because it doesn't benefit them. And that's it doesn't benefit them in the way that the league would like it to. At this point, All-Star Weekend is a one-sided relationship. All-Star Weekend benefits the league more so than it benefits the players. Now, I talked about this when All-Star Weekend happened last year or last season when they scored like 200-something points. First time, and nobody played a lick of defense. And I said, you're not going to get you're not going to get a 1990s, 1980s game in the All-Star because these players are worth so much money. And what happens if you're trying hard and you hurt yourself? And now you're out for the season. There's been players back in the day that have hurt themselves in the All-Star game that could not perform for their team. Their actual team that's paying them. So I said back then, maybe money compensation, for instance, and we're going to talk about this in a second. You see how hard they played in the Cup. Millionaires are playing hard for what, $500,000 a piece? Money is money. And I understand that I think the winner for the All-Star game now gets $125K. But the losers also get money. So it's like, I don't care. I'm still going to get something. All-Star Weekend it can't work if the players don't care about it. And the players aren't going to care about it if it's going to continue to be a one-sided relationship. The league benefits more than these players. You're showcasing these players, but at the end of the day, they don't get anything for it. Yes, you get an all-star. And I understand the people that still have that 1990s, early 2000s, 80s mindset. And I respect that. Like, these are millionaires, why should they have to get paid? I get it. But we're in a new day and age. We're in the day and age now where I know the thing just came up. The Golden State Warriors is the most profitable organization in the NBA. I think they're worth almost $10 billion. It's not all because of him, but that's mainly because of Steph Curry. And you think that someone like Steph Curry is going to care about playing in an All-Star game? I'm not saying get rid of All-Star Weekend. I still understand the benefits of it, and I still understand it's pretty much a nod to the fans that, hey, we're showing you the best of what we have. We're showing you the best that our league has to offer. These players are the best that we have, which I also understand people's frustration, because I think the new format, the fourth team is like the rising stars. And if I am a borderline all-star, if I'm a borderline all-star and I don't make it, but then people from the rising stars are technically considered all-stars now because they're going to go, I would feel some type of way. I'm like, hold up. You're telling me that I didn't make it because of maybe a coach vote or whatever, but the rising star, people that didn't even need to get voted in, made it over me, and I'm averaging 20-something points. Like, man, I understand the frustration with that. I'd be pissed. But All-Star Weekend is not what it's been. And at this rate, I understand what the league is trying to do. They're trying to find lightning in a bottle. They're trying to find any spark they can find to attract the fan, and I get that wholeheartedly. But the NBA is going to run into something that Call of Duty fans have struggled with for years. The game will be great. Oh, and 2K fans have struggled with this for years, mainly 2K fans. The game will be great. And then you listen to the complaints of a few people, and then you change it, which throws everyone's experience off. And then you'll change it again, which throws everyone's experience. So you constantly change something that, honestly, if you would have kept it the way it was, while there will be a sector of people that's upset, you're still servicing the main core people. I agree with Kevin Durant. I understand the issue that it brings, because Kevin Durant was saying, we should just go back to East versus West. I understand the issue that brings when most of the All-Stars are now on the West. I get it. Or most of the best players in the league, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic. The best players are in the West. John Morant. And while the East, you have Giannis, you have Dame, you have Jalen Brunson, you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Halliburton, but he's had a bad year so far. The Western or the Eastern All-Stars gets a little skinny. So I understand why that probably wouldn't bode well for the NBA, but right now, the one thing that we've seen, and the last thing I'll say before we go to the next topic, one thing that we've seen is players are going to play hard when there's a money incentive. I understand for the people that's like, they're millionaires, why do they need to play for money? I get it. But you would love more money at your job, even if you're making money. So why, again, we're still talking about a business. We're still talking about a league that generates money. And as we've seen with the in-season tournament, players are going to play hard no matter the status, no matter the bank account. They're going to play hard when there's a money incentive, especially when there's a money incentive and there's not a money incentive if you lose. I agree. Gilbert Arenas said it. Do you understand how hard players are going to play if for this All-Star game the winning team gets $150K or gets $500K a player and the losers get nothing? You're going to see some competition. The thing that people have been asking for, you're going to see some competition. You're not about to see Luka take full court shots. It's not about to happen. No, it is not. Because people want the money. So, with the league changing the All-Star game rules, the way the All-Star game is conducted, yet again, shows that they understand that the All-Star game's in a dire place. The All-Star Weekend as a whole, that used to be a important time for sports. All-Star Weekend in basketball. You know how the NFL has Thanksgiving. Christmas used to just be basketball. The All-Star game was like that too. The All-Star game showcased the leagues and teams and other organizations would move out the way for NBA All-Star Weekend. Wherever city they would be in, they'd shut down the city because you have stars bigger than life. It doesn't feel that way anymore. And a lot of that is because the stars that you're trying to promote don't care about it as much as they used to. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.